Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Poets and Quants' Online MBA panel. Today, we're talking to alumni and students from 3 leading programs to talk about the student experience. I'm your host, Christy Bleizeffer with Poets and Quants, and I want to welcome all of our viewers out there. Please feel free to use the Q&A function to submit any questions you have for our panelists, and I'll do my best to get to those. And of course, thank you to our panelists today for taking your valuable time. To start, if each of you would introduce yourself, tell us where you're based, the school you attended, and a fun fact about yourself and your company. And Shannon, you can start.
Thank you, Christy, and thank you for having me today. I appreciate that. So my name is Shannon Mathis. I'm actually based in Fort Worth, and I work at Fidelity Investments. I have been working there for 15 years, and I currently attend the Cox School of Business Online MBA program, and I will be graduating at the end of the summer.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, how about you, Shubi?
Hello, everyone. My name is Shubi Tripathi. I'm attending the Online MBA program at Northeastern right now. Currently, I work at Cummins as a senior industrial engineer. I'm working on launching a new product for the company for hydrogen production, which is very exciting to me. I've worked in this company for 4 years now. And a fun fact about me, I have lived in 5 different countries. So originally Indian, but lived all over Africa.
Oh, exciting. And Sharon.
Thank you. My full name is Sharang Mittal. I'm currently working with Siemens, India. I'm based out of India, and I'm working as Global Commodity Manager. Fun fact, procurement is not too boring as it seems to be. We are doing a lot of exciting stuff in terms of, to quote, even gathering scope 3 emission data for the suppliers, which is quite a buzzword these days.
Great. Did you tell us what school you're from?
Sorry. So I'm pursuing my online MBA from ESMT Berlin, which is due to be completed next year.
Great. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us and taking the time. And Shannon, we'll just kind of dive right in with a question for you. Tell us what led you to pursue an online MBA. Did you consider a full-time program? And what were the key factors that helped you choose your school?
Yes, thank you for the question. I feel like I should also add a fun fact as well, but just as part of my introduction. So a fun fact is that I have a brother that is 10 and a half months younger than me. So we are considered Irish twins, and we're about the same age for 6 weeks. So just a fun little share there.
That is fun.
As far as what led me to pursue the online MBA, so I currently work in sales and I travel quite often. And so pre-COVID, I should say, I traveled quite often. So I knew I wanted to enroll into a program that I can take on the road with me. In addition to that, I also am married. I've got 2 kids. And so activities and things like that kind of prohibit me from being able to get to Dallas on a consistent basis. So I needed it to be flexible. So that was one of the main drivers. I considered full-time, but in all actuality, just the way that currently the pace of my lifestyle is, I felt that online was going to be more appropriate for me.
Yeah. Were there any particular factors about the Cox program in particular?
Absolutely. I was actually looking at 2 different programs, and what made the Cox program stand out for me was the fact that I can still have an online presence, or excuse me, I can do the actual work online, but I can still have a presence on campus for different activities. And so Cox School of Business has a business program. It's called our Business Learning Center, where we can attend seminars. I get to attend on-campus events. I also participate in our Black Graduate Student Association. So I still get that on-campus experience, but still maintain the work that I need to do online for work, for my actual job.
Yeah, absolutely. And how about you, Shubi?
I really enjoy my job right now. I'm working on some cutting edge technology, and my job and my MBA started at the exact same time. I didn't want to leave my current position and lose this opportunity to work on a technology like this. So therefore, I decided to do an online MBA. And what I love about the Northeastern MBA program, it's a brand new MBA program. They just launched it last year. So all the classes have been redesigned to make it very interactive, with the professors and the students working together very closely. And the cost of the program fit into my budget really well. It's a really great value program. So it helps me keep going in my job and to get an MBA for professional development.
Yeah, thank you. And Sharon.
You're right, Christy. So I did consider the offline MBA as well to pursue, but again, I stumbled upon some of the cost benefit analysis available on the internet. I'm sure many of these students do see those cost benefit analysis, and particularly, especially after COVID, I thought maybe if we can work on an online mode for almost a year, and this kind of working especially had an acceptance industry wide, and I was able to feel the acceptance for an online education going among the leadership teams within the company, within other companies, within HRs of other companies. So it made sense rather than leave job for a full-time MBA and look for an online option. And I looked at few other colleges as well, other than the current one. The curriculum seemed nice, the college seemed good. Of course, I saw the rankings and all, and finally chose this particular course and the college.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Shubi, why don't you tell us a little bit about the learning experience? What are the classes like, and how do you interact with professors and other students?
Yeah, so we have a once a week faculty connect where we get to meet with the professors. It's almost like a lecture. We're learning for 1 hour every week. Apart from that, I also get to meet with my classmates for approximately an hour every week to work on group projects. And after that, everything is very flexible. I have the content available to me online. I have my assignments online, and I can work around my schedule, which is the best thing about this program. I can go to work for 8 hours, and then I can come home, get all my homework done, and also have time for family.
Yeah, absolutely. Sharon.
Yeah.
Sharon, the question is, tell us a bit about the learning experience. What are the classes like, and how did you interact with the professors and other students?
So you're asking me or Shannon?
Sharon. Yeah, sure.
Myself, right?
Yes, you.
Oh, sorry, because it's pronounced the same manner. Anyways, so the learning experience have been fantastic so far. What I was particularly looking at is the structure of the course is very well designed. The knowledge is now available on the internet for free on YouTube. There are many courses available in bits and pieces on EDX, Coursera, and many other MOOC platforms. However, this particular online MBA is designed in a very structured manner. We get time to interact with our course mates on a let's say weekly basis. We have group assignments, and it doesn't even feel that we are sitting at different places. It feels more comfortable that we are, although doing our job in the days and in the nights or during weekends, we interact on a group assignment or to discuss other topics. And it's a very fruitful journey so far.
Yeah. Shannon, how about you?
Absolutely. Yeah. Very similar format as well. So usually sign up for about 2 to 3 courses per term. And what's nice is that it's a 90-minute Zoom session during the synchronous portion. So you get a chance to engage with the professor, ask questions. And then during the asynchronous portion, we have the videos, we have the lectures and the notes that we can go in and take. And so in preparation for the time that we meet with the professor, we are already gaining that knowledge in advance. In addition to that, the group projects have been great. It's a great time to interact. I wish I can say that the time was limited, but I feel like in my program, we do have a lot of group projects in all of our classes. So we're always coordinating schedules, but that's a great way to really build the connection because at SMU, we really focused on the networking aspect as well.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Sharon, back to you. What would you say is the highlight of the experience? The things that you remember the most that had the greatest impact?
Well, for us, it's the Berlin Experience Week. So twice a year, they do have this facility of attending a week in the college, in the university. They do also have a International Experience Week, but it's an optional one, although the Berlin Experience Week is also optional. But it's good that when we interact with our classmates, course mates online, we get to meet them personally. The faces that you see in a 2x2 box, you actually meet them in person, and it feels very good. I happened to recently conclude my Berlin Experience Week last month, and it was a fantastic experience.
What was the most memorable part for you?
Well, meeting my classmates, discussing actually the things we faced, the low lights of the program, how we
Yeah.
stumbled upon many things, how we were able to pass the exams, and of course, meeting the faculty members face to face.
Yeah, absolutely. Shannon, how about you? Same question.
Absolutely, I will agree. So we do have international and domestic immersions at SMU Cox, and I got the opportunity to attend 3 throughout my time here. And so I got a chance to attend Dubai, Cape Town, South Africa, and most recently, earlier this year, was in Santiago, Chile. And you get a chance to meet and interact with people outside of your cohort, which helps build the network as well. And you're really getting into the trenches, and you're taking a lot of what you're learning and applying it in a real world setting. And you really get to see the change impact with those particular clients. So those consulting projects have really been a highlight. In addition to that, our online seminars that we have through our Business Learning Center on campus, which I do get to take advantage of being local here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, allows me to meet other people even outside of our online MBA program, those that do attend full-time and those that are a part of the working professional evening program. So it's all about really expanding that network and growing, and it's been a wonderful experience thus far.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Shubi.
I think the highlights for me is, first of all, everything I'm learning is very applicable. I can learn it in class, and then I can come to work the next day and apply what I have learned. That has been a very nice feeling. And then the second highlight for me is just the flexibility. I am able to do multiple things and maintain a lifestyle while getting my MBA and not have to uproot my life to a different city to pursue an online MBA, to pursue a full-time MBA.
Yeah, absolutely. Shannon, can you talk a little bit more about that work-life balance in your family, your personal friendships? How do you manage, and what advice do you give to other students considering an online MBA?
Absolutely. I knew going in it was going to be a lot of work, but I really didn't realize the magnitude until week 1. And so my work-life integration, I will say, really consists of prioritizing each week. I'm very calendar driven. Also, my husband has honestly been Mr. Mom throughout a lot of this. So he's taken on a lot of the lion's share of the responsibilities I generally take with the kids, to afford me that opportunity to spend more time studying, meeting up with my group. So really prioritization. And for me, my understanding is this is about a 2.5 year program. And so I have made it a priority in my life. So therefore, other things just have to take precedence, including other social organizations, also social and civic engagements. I attend when I can, but my priority right now is completing my degree, and then family and God are right after that. So it's just a matter of managing your priorities and expectations for this time period.
Yeah, very important advice. Shubi, how about you? How do you manage the balance between it all?
I think it's really important to manage your time really well with an online MBA and everything else going on in life. I think I have a specific amount of time blocked off for doing homework. I only spend 8 hours a day at work. I make sure that work is not going more than 8 hours so I can dedicate my time to other things. And then having a support system, just as Sharon mentioned, it is really important to have someone who can help you out. Like my husband has been very helpful with taking more of the chores and things around the house so I can spend more time studying.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sharon, what is your balance like?
Well, I have to admit that it's a bit different from what Shubi and Shannon have experienced. I'm a bit disoriented, and initially I also took it lightly, but eventually I got the feel of it that I have to work hard. I would admit it's not easy, but yes, you get the feel of it, and then you start prioritizing things. You know what has to be done. I'm not perfect at calendarizing things like Shannon, but of course you learn it eventually. You have to do it. I mean,
yeah, you kind of have to you just kind of sometimes have to do what you have to do, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Shubi, next question for you. A lot of people think that an online MBA is appropriate for people looking primarily for professional development and personal development. Were there aspects of your program that you feel helped you evolve in ways beyond the professional kind of workplace skills?
Yeah, definitely. So this program has helped me develop both hard skills and soft skills. I have learned a lot of financial tools in accounting and financial management that has helped both at work and also personal financial management. And then more than that, I have learned a lot of new soft skills. how to have those hard conversations, how to communicate with different types of people, cultural barriers. And that has helped me both professionally in terms of group work, but also personally, like when I'm negotiating to buy a new car, like things like that. It has helped me in both professional and personal ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Sharon, same question to you. What are some of the ways it's helping you beyond kind of the workplace skills?
Well, I would say it's not specifically into the curriculum part, but of course, I have learned how to prioritize things both in office and in my personal life. Because when you spend around 12 hours in office and the rest hours you have to do your assignments, your studies at your own pace, then you have to do something. And I would say that is the biggest learning out of this whole curriculum that I've been into.
Yeah, well, that should be helpful for you throughout your life, right? That's such an
I'm sure.
important skill. Shannon, what are your thoughts?
I feel this program has challenged me in more ways than one. I've always been in roles where I've been client-facing, customer-facing, sales, relationship management, and I really did want to hone in on building more of that business acumen, as well as building on those technical skills. My undergrad was in psychology and theology, so I love people and Jesus. I didn't really do a lot of math, so I knew I was going to go in and challenge myself in this area. And I think what I've realized going through it, because there is an emphasis a lot in our general MBA program around data analytics, is first off, I know I'm not a data scientist. Second, I can respect and honor those that follow that path, but also learning my strengths, acknowledging my weaknesses, and really learning how to pick a team based on the strengths of everybody else. I feel and that applies in my personal life too, because I know I'm not going to be good at everything, but I know what I am good at, and I know what I need people to fill in. And I think as an effective leader, you have to know how to build effective teams. And I really got a chance to really embrace that in this program.
Yeah, that kind of leads so nicely into our next question. We'll just stay with you. What is your advice for those students who are kind of apprehensive about the quantitative, the math, the formula aspects of an online MBA?
As someone who just finished taking my global final exam this morning, and I was like, it's a skill that you will utilize. And I will say, for me, it's not something that comes naturally. The one thing that was really beneficial when I was accepted into the SMU Cox program is they sent out a bunch of different LinkedIn learnings that I can do to prepare myself. In addition to that, the MBA math program, which I took full advantage of in preparation. I also made sure I had a good tutor on hand. YouTube is also a great tutor as well if what you're learning in the curriculum just hasn't quite snapped in yet. So utilize your resources, and then you can identify those that are in your cohort that actually may carry that skill and really partner up with them, because there's going to be a lot of group work in a lot of these online programs. And I think that if they can bring that strength, you can bring the strength that you bring, and then you guys can be great together.
Oh, yeah. Great advice. Shubi, what do you think? What advice do you have for those who aren't as math strong as others?
I think it's definitely difficult, but it can be learned. You need to put in the right amount of effort and hard work into learning the math aspect of it. And it is really important to ask for help when you're confused or you're not understanding a concept. At Northeastern, the professors, the TAs, and the students are always ready to help. So you need to ask the right questions, request extra time, and the help will definitely be there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sharon?
So for ESMT, I had a different experience. One, I am from a quantitative background, so for me it was easy. But for my fellow classmates who were from non-quantitative background, first, during the selection process, they do have this criteria. You have to have some exam, quantitative exam like GMAT, GRE, or if not both, then they have their own exam. So if anybody is selected in this kind of an online MBA programs, they can be sure that they at least pass the criteria of having some quantitative aspects within them, or else they won't be selected. One. Second, when they go to through the course is designed in a manner that it's not only for the quantitative people, but also for the non-quantitative people. So it's designed in a manner that you have all the support in order to understand what is being taught. If still you are not able to get through it, you have your cohort, your classmates to help you out. You have your teaching assistants, you have your professors to help you out. And we had a very good experience within the cohort, within the classmates, helping each other on all the aspects of finances. We had grueling discussions on WhatsApp. We had fightings on WhatsApp as to what is the correct interpretation of something. So, I mean, it's a win-win situation for all, I would say.
Yeah.
And for the students who think negative about it or are at least worried about the quantitative aspects of the online MBA, my only advice is don't worry about it. You will easily sail through with the help of others.
Yeah, very good. I'm curious, Shannon and Shubi, do you guys find that also in your own programs where the classmates are willing to help others who may be struggling? Shubi, go ahead.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Shannon, do you?
Absolutely. And to Shubi's point as well, the TAs are fantastic and the professors will meet up with you too. Not only will they host office hours, I've met one-on-one. Sometimes if I've been completely stumped on a question, especially around forecasting, I got a lot of one-on-one help in that area. So I will say that the professors want to see you succeed. They want you to pass. So you just have to reach out. Don't suffer in silence.
Yeah, absolutely. For what do you think is the kind of most important advice you could give people who are now kind of in the considering stage? They don't know for sure if they're ready. What advice do you have for those students?
Yeah, I think the key to success in an online MBA program is time management. And if you're looking for a program where you can continue your career and continue your life in a city and not have to move to go to a full-time MBA program, this is the best opportunity. The classes are excellent. You still build those connections. So it is a great opportunity for you to get best of both worlds using an online MBA program.
Yeah. Sharon.
Well, for a future applicant, I'm sure there are a lot of things, I mean, we went through when we were deciding on it. And just to clarify in bits and pieces, one, if you're deciding on online or offline, I would say it's a personal choice. Both have their own pros and cons. You have to look at it. But the biggest pros for online MBA is you don't have to leave your job. So you have your experience counting up in the background while you do your master's parallelly.
Yeah.
Plus, think about it, 5 years down the line, nobody is going to give a damn about you did it online or offline. You will be having a master's degree with you. That's it. That's what matters in your resume. Other than that, don't fear about this whole online thing. It's good. The universities are learning out of the experience of students. They're improving upon their whole experience, lectures, how it is structured. And I'm sure by the time you get into it, it will be a lot better.
Yeah.
So don't fear of joining it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Shannon.
Yes, I would say make sure that you understand your why and that you know that if this is something that you'd like to do, whether you'd want to advance in your career for personal enrichment, that you keep that as the forefront of the decision-making process. These programs are not cheap, and so you really do need to factor in the cost as well as to whether or not it's appropriate to do it now or do it later. I waited to get my MBA because I knew I wanted to pay off my undergrad loans. And so you really want to factor in all of those decisions. What's going to be this return on investment for you? And you really want to make sure that you're ready because the commitment, the time commitment is going to be intense, but it is only for a short period of time in the long run. But it does take a little bit of time. So yeah, I would definitely say making sure you understand your why.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I want to dive into a little bit about just the career development options each of your schools have and the value of the network that I think a lot of people do MBAs for networking. And there's the perception that might be more difficult for online students. So Sharon, do you want to just kind of tell me about some of those programs at ESMT, the career development services and the network?
Yes, so we do have a career development team with us who is very supportive. We do have a separate course about understanding the career development programs they have. They do hold a career event, I think twice or thrice a year, and they don't differentiate between the cohorts. So it's for everyone, for the part-time students, full-time students, they do have MIM as well, Masters in Management, and this online MBA. So anybody can participate, anybody can connect with the recruiters, and it's up to you then how
Yeah.
you take it up forward. That's it. I mean, it's quite
Yeah.
good. I mean, they're very supportive.
Have you found it that you've been able to network with other ESMT students and alumni?
That is fantastic. Let me tell you a very interesting story. One of our classmates actually came in as a recruiter in one of the
Oh,
career events. So you
yeah.
can imagine the level of networking there.
Yeah, that's
So
absolutely.
because we all are sitting on, let's say, mid-senior positions or maybe senior positions in our own companies. So that was quite exciting. And of course, the alumni respect the kind of all these programs, including the online MBA programs, and they don't differentiate between the two programs. And it's
Yeah.
up to you with your current experience, knowledge, how you take up those career opportunities forward.
Yeah. Shannon, what's that kind of ecosystem like at SMU Cox?
Absolutely. It's way beyond what I expected. So we have a career management center that does have an on-campus presence, but a full virtual presence as well. They do offer a managing your career course as well, where they talk about resume building. They actually will help you engage in virtual, career fairs, as well as on-campus career fairs. You get a dedicated coach that can help you, whether you're looking to pivot from a career or grow within the career you're in. A plethora of resources, a plethora of just general information. Overall, they want to help see you succeed. And what's really nice about being here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex is there's a lot of big companies out here that heavily recruit out of SMU. So we have a really strong network that's just local here, but also on a global scale. So you're really coming into a program, an MBA program that has access across the United States and across the globe. And so to me, I feel like I have an advantage. Even internally, we have our SMU network where we can reach out with other alum as well to connect. And so I think that it's absolutely amazing.
Very good. Thank you. And Shubi.
Yeah, it's actually very similar at Northeastern as well. We have one-on-one career coaches that help us guide us through the program first, like what classes to take, what our career goals are, and then also further help with resumes and all of that. I would say that we also get to network a lot with the alumni and our classmates. So I have classmates from multiple different industries that I didn't really know about. And working with them and talking to them helps me learn a lot about all these different industries and potential career opportunities that might be coming up. Also, a lot of the alumni come in to talk about what they've done after the MBA, and now they're in like executive positions, and it's really interesting to hear and learn from their experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much. I think we'll end with one more question for each of you, just kind of the last word on what's great about your program. You're talking to people who are considering online MBA and looking for programs to go to. How would you kind of sell what's best about the program you choose? And Shannon, we'll talk with you at CMU Cox.
SMU, absolutely. So I would say go in with the expectation that you're really going to get a lot into it, depending on what you put, what you put in is what you will get out. So the more involved that you are, the more that you get a chance to, even if you happen to be local in the area, you can take advantage of the on-campus experience, but engaging and fostering those relationships during that time in the program will pay dividends. I have been able throughout this almost 2 years that I've been in the program, just create lifelong friendships. And I think that an online MBA program is really great for the working professional, especially those who may have families or who travel a lot and just want to be able to take their work with them on the road. So to me, I think it's an amazing opportunity, but make sure you know your why.
Yeah, absolutely. Shubi.
My two reasons are flexibility and cost benefits. Being able to continue doing your job while getting an MBA is amazing in terms of experience and the cost benefit of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Sharon.
I'll tell you what pushed me. So there's this famous quote from Albert Einstein: education is not merely learning of facts, but training of the mind to think. And be it offline MBA or online MBA, you choose the program that gives you the path for your mind to get trained in order to become a leader. I can say at ESMT Berlin, I have been fortunate enough to experience that kind of structured program that is helping me to shape my future, shape my learning experience.
Yeah, very good. Well, thanks each of you for such great personal insight and kind of giving us a real inside look to these leading programs. And I want to thank, of course, our viewers for tuning in. And you can find a lot of conversations like this with other students from schools on our YouTube page or at poetsandquants.com. And so thank you. And until next time, stay informed. Thank you.